third stage we're looking at is when you're post-surgery and you're going back to chemo. And if you've been through chemo, you know that every round can be really, really different. For me, going back, the first one was really bad, the second one was kind of average, and the third one was in the middle of those two. But no matter what round of chemo you're in, keep the acronym, and this has helped me, RAVE, in mind, that your food still has to be regular, it has to be adequate in terms of nutrition, and then the extras, the icing on the cake, is that you're able to eat a variety of food that you like and in an environment that's really kind of inviting. So that's, I don't know, it helped me remembering RAVE. The first time that I went back to chemo and it wasn't so good, I was happy enough just to remember to have my food being regular and adequate in terms of nutrition. And I always say adequate. It doesn't mean that you're going to the lowest common denominator, but you're paying attention to your nutrition. But the thing is that you're getting something in. When you have a bad chemo, the biggest thing with both food and, of course, with your liquids is just to get it in and get it in regularly. And that's, don't worry about too much else. In the second one, where my chemo was kind of average, I started working variety back in, and I found that variety is really a double-edged sword, because you want to get back to, feeling normal, and part of that is eating the foods that you liked to eat. And some of them are not going to agree with you. I can't eat a half an apple, a raw apple. We have these apples that we love, and just caused a huge amount of distress. And the problem is, you don't know before you try it that it's going to go wrong on you. I had no idea that a raw apple, and not even a whole apple, I'm talking about half an apple, I was uncomfortable for about 3 hours afterwards. So that's the thing, but I want to know what I can eat, and that takes a bit of exploring. The constant in it all is that you chew. And just to make sure, because remember, your stomach, when food goes through your mouth, you get the first line of chewing, goes down your esophagus, and when you had a stomach, it hit the stomach, and the stomach started, continued the digestion on before, you don't have that happening anymore. So you have to make sure that when it's cooked really thoroughly, because that actually helps start breaking down the food for you, making it a little bit easier. It's the same reason why, like for me, I can have sourdough bread, but I can't have regular bread. And it's the fermentation process starts the breaking down of the bread. And these are things that you learn as you go along. That's why it's good to keep a food journal. I keep my notes on MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is pretty cool, and I get no commission from MyFitnessPal, but it keeps track of, for the food that you put in, your protein, your carbs, and your fat, and it gives you an opportunity to keep notes on the bottom. And I was able to say, hey, look, this is, I didn't say, hey, look, but with the apple, that's how I was able to track through my notes and be able to pinpoint. That's why I had that kind of gut ache. It sounds weird to say gut ache rather than stomach ache, but you know what I mean. But it was my notes that kind of revealed that. And things change. As I've gone along, I've been able to eat foods now that I couldn't eat a month ago. And I've been able to eat in better quantities, more quantity than I was able to eat a month ago. So if you're having a bad day or having a bad week, don't let it get you down, because it's likely to shift. And as part of the RAVE, remember, regular, adequate, you're getting variety, there's environment. And that's the idea of it just being nice, finding a way to make your eating environment nice. I was able to go to a restaurant. It was so good because it felt so normal. And they had a tofu dish that's really, really soft. And I love it. It's something that I loved before any of this happened. So having that positive environment definitely helps with the eating too. And now I've just finished, thank you, Lord, I have finished my 3rd round of chemo. And this is the one that's not so bad, but it's not so normal. It's kind of in the middle. And problem is because it's with chemo, it's just that my taste buds are starting to go again. So everything tastes quite bland. And I just got to roll with it. I know now from the first rounds of chemo that it'll pass. And the taste buds, it'll be after it's all done. It'll be 3 weeks, maybe a month after it's all done, but the taste buds will come back. That's it. It definitely makes it challenging to get your amount of food in. What I'm finding is that I'm just not getting enough calories in. So I've got to try to load calories. Like I started putting my morning cereal in a cup of keto-friendly cocoa. And so it's lower carbs, so I won't have that sugar dip. And it adds 140 calories to my day. And finding those little ways to add calories is really good. Ultimately, I'm trying to keep the carbs relatively low, just so I don't get the sugar dip, because when I get the sugar dip, then I want to take a nap. And I'm trying to keep the protein pretty high. I'm aiming for 70 to 80 grams of protein a day. Haven't hit it yet, but that's one of the nice things about MyFitnessPal is it tracks your average over time. And yeah, next Thursday I go for my next and God willing last round of chemo, so we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to chemo being done, my taste buds coming back, and me being able to move on with the new normal. Another thing that might be helpful is to go to your library. I was lucky that my library was having a book sale right about the time I got diagnosed, and I was able to get these. And one is Cooking Through Cancer, and I got the Green Smoothie Bible, and the Royal Marsden Cancer Cookbook. I found that the recipes actually aren't all that different from what we usually have, but what I liked about it is there's a chart in it that it kind of looks at the types of side effects that you might have to chemo, and then it maps recipes to it, and I just liked that. And we did try a couple of them. It just puts your mind at rest. So this one in particular, I liked quite a bit. So maybe that's helpful for you.